Okay, welcome to William Newton News Watch. I'm Sarah Johnson. I'm the hospital's Director of Marketing. Over 1,600 people tuned in to our premiere last week. And so thank you so much to the community for your ongoing support. But of course, this hospital is so fortunate, even before the pandemic, to have people who care about William Newton Hospital. Behind me is a shot inside the H.L. Snyder Medical Foundation Surgery Center. This is the Recovery Nurses Station, and it is named in honor of our donors, Greg and Julie Thompson. Each week, we're going to highlight one area of the hospital that maybe you haven't seen before. And today, we have 3 guests joining us via Zoom. So as you're watching, if you have questions during this watch party, you can leave them in the comments and we'll try and respond to them live, or we will reply on next week's show. And speaking of support from the community, we have Chris Tyler and Lena Helms on with us today. Wheat State Wine has hosted the Wino Trail Run, which benefits the William Newton Healthcare Foundation for 7 years now. And last week, they had to make the difficult decision to postpone what would have been the 8th annual event until October 24th. So I'm going to take it to Lena.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit about what led you to make that decision to postpone the event.
Well, it's been really fun to work with the foundation and William Newton Hospital to benefit and aid you guys in anything you might need. And we really want to make sure all the attendees are safe first and foremost. This year's been much different than any other year. I think anyone can attest to, and it being so soon, we just really want to make sure that everybody is safe and they feel comfortable coming out here. And so that's why we wanted to move it to October. So hopefully we can all live normal lives by then. We can get out of our houses, enjoy the fresh air. It might be a little cooler then, but hey, at least you won't be too hot. And we really can't wait. We miss everyone here at the winery. So.
Well, and I think probably the participants can't wait either, because it is a sold out event, right?
It is. So that's super exciting. The last few years, it seems that we've been selling out more quickly than any other year. So we usually have an early bird, price break. And so during the first 2 weeks of the early bird price break, we sold out within 2 weeks, and that's the first time that's ever happened. So we're really, really thankful and glad that everyone just loves the event. There's nothing else like it in the area, and it's something that we think everyone looks forward to every year. So we are so glad that it was so successful this year, and can't wait.
Well, thank you on behalf of the hospital and the foundation, of course. That event is just one of the many ways that the winery supports the community. And Chris Tyler is going to tell us what they're doing now to help keep their customers safe.
Hi, I'm Chris Tyler, the owner and winemaker out here at Wheat State Wine Company. I say out here, I'm actually at home. Lena's out here. So anyway, it's definitely been a lot different of a year. 2020 been a bit of a rough start. We had lots of big events out at the winery planned for the spring, which we've had to push back with the pandemic and things. Just because we really care about all of our customers, and we want to make sure everybody's safe and that they can come and enjoy the winery in a nice, relaxing, safe environment. That being said, we still have lots of wonderful wines for everybody to enjoy. And I know lots of people are still eager to be drinking our wine, or we hope they are. So we've made different ways for that to be available to them. One of the ways, adaptations that we've made during this is we're doing at-home local shipping. So you can get on our website and you can order at least a case of wine, and we'll actually bring it to your door. Or if you don't feel that you need an entire case of wine, just this last weekend, we started doing curbside pickups. And so between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from noon to 4, you can get on our brand new website, which we just launched last month, and you can place an order and we'll have it curbside ready to go for you. We've been making sure to take extra precautions with all of our shipments and all of our pickups, that we disinfect the boxes and we've been washing our hands extra, just like everybody's been instructed to do and things, just to kind of make sure everybody's been staying safe. So a little bit different a year at the winery, but you can still find out all of what's going on either by checking out our website, weedstatewinecode.com, checking us out on Facebook or our Instagram.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris. And you mentioned some of those extra precautions, and the hospital is now kind of settling into a new normal with all these extra precautions. It's now become the standard of care. And with the governor's order set to end on May 3rd, our hospital leaders are starting to have conversations about reintegrating some of those elective procedures back into our schedule in a safe way. So if you have postponed a visit or a procedure for one reason or another, just be sure to keep in contact with your doctor, especially if you're having pain or discomfort, so that you can start planning ahead and getting on our schedule as those become available. One thing I'd like to share with you is that we hosted Headlights for Heroes on Monday night. It was a success. We had over 100 vehicles driving past the William Newton Hospital campus for a show of support and solidarity for healthcare workers and first responders. And of course, all while social distancing from the safety of their vehicles. And I'm going to take it to Kristi Powers, who is a house supervisor here at William Newton Hospital. Her and her husband, Greg, have also been doing some things to help first responders, which she'll talk about. Kristi, are you with us? All right.
Okay, there I am.
All right. Hi, Kristi. So as a house supervisor, you have a unique perspective into all the different departments and how they are adapting to this pandemic. So tell us, what has been the biggest challenge so far?
For us, housewide, there's no one single department that has not been touched by this, that has made drastic changes in some ways, and other ways smaller changes. For my personal position, staffing has been the most difficult, because we've got lots of different areas now we're staffing that are basically new for this pandemic. And so getting the right people in the right places to make sure everything is covered has been kind of a challenge for us, for sure.
And, we haven't had any patients within the walls of the hospital test positive for coronavirus, but we do have a lot of patients that are showing similar symptoms. So, kind of tell us how you're treating that differently, and if there's, one thing you really want to convey to the community about this disease, what would that be?
We are still seeing patients, like you said, that have very similar COVID symptoms, even though we have not had any positives. I cannot emphasize enough that we need to be washing our hands just religiously, not touching your face, which of course I do frequently, wearing masks in public, especially if you are someone who touches your face a lot. And the other thing is really policing the people around you, those children, family members. Make sure you say, listen, you touched your face, you need to wash your hands, or you touched this, you need to wash your hands before you eat that. It's so unconscious sometimes. You really have to help your friends, families, coworkers, and everybody else to keep from spreading this.
Well, you guys have done so much to help other people in your community. You and Greg with Naughty Nurses Barbecue have provided some meals to a few others on the front lines. So why is that so important to you to give back in that way?
Greg and I both have been members of Operation Barbecue Relief, where we've worked on the campaign for the hospital foundation. We really believe that giving back to the community is very important. And we've also both are obviously nurses. We've been working together for more than 60 years. So we've seen a lot of the shift work and the, working on the holidays. And so we just wanted to make their day just a little bit better. Everybody really should try and do that. It does come back.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Christy. And our last guest today has one thing you can do to make your day just a little bit better. This is Ruth Bumgarner, and she is our Healthways coordinator at William Newton Hospital, and she's joining us from home. And Ruth, can you tell us a little bit about what Healthways is at William Newton Hospital?
Yes, thanks, Sarah. So Healthways is a division of William Newton Hospital dedicated to community health promotion and employee wellness at the hospital. Our main focus is to help Winfield community members and our WNH employees access healthy lifestyle choices.
Okay. And I understand that you have a few things to show us today about what you can do at home.
Absolutely, I do. So today I want to talk about stretching. There are a host of long-term benefits to regularly stretching. They include improving your circulation and coordination, flexibility, range of motion, even your joint health. But recently, I am more interested in some of the short-term benefits that you can see from stretching regularly. It can improve an immediate boost in energy levels, and even more importantly, it can help combat some of the symptoms we may all be experiencing from additional stress these days, including reducing muscle tension and helping to kind of calm the mind. So all of these stretches that we're going to do right now can be done anytime, as long as you are making sure that you listen to your body and are kind of honoring what it tells you. Make sure that you never force a stretch and never hold a stretch for longer than is comfortable for you. We want to start out by trying to hold these motions for about 10 to 30 seconds, but as you continue to do them, you can kind of increase that on your own. So let's get started. I tend to carry quite a bit of stress in my neck and shoulders. So the stretches that I've chosen today all focus on the upper arms, shoulders, and neck. These are all stretches that I do in a standing position, but they can also be done seated if that's more comfortable for you. If you are standing, you want to make sure that your feet are about hip distance apart and that your knees are kind of softened. We don't want any joints locked out while we're doing this. So the first one that we're going to do is just bringing your right arm across your chest and supporting it with your other arm at the elbow. So you should feel a little bit of a stretch kind of through the back of your arm here. If it's not comfortable for you to hold your arm up against your chest, then kind of move your arm out to where it is in a comfortable position for you. Now, I like to take advantage of this one by rolling out my wrist a couple times in each direction. If you do a lot of typing or texting or handwriting, you may really develop quite a bit of stiffness in those wrist joints, so this is a good chance to help alleviate a little bit of that too. All right, so let's switch over to the other arm. Same thing, we're gonna just bring it right across the chest where it's comfortable for you. Support with the other arm and roll that wrist out a few times. With all of these stretches, we wanna make sure that we are maintaining good posture. We have a tendency to kind of let our shoulders creep up by our ears, so make sure that you're not doing that, but kind of keeping those shoulder blades lower down your back. All right, next we're going to do an overhead stretch. And with this one, we're simply going to bring the arms up overhead. Again, maintain that good posture, keep those shoulders down. If you are able to interlace your fingers and push those palms up towards the ceiling, it's going to give you a little bit of a deeper stretch through the shoulders and down the back. And just breathe comfortably while you're in this position. You don't need to do extra deep inhales or exhales, but just listen to what your body's telling you. And slowly lower the arms back down. And if you want to, you can kind of roll your shoulders out, give your arms a little bit of a shake. So this last one is focusing on the neck, and our necks are extremely important parts of our body, so we need to be sure that we are not doing anything to endanger them. Don't whip your head around, just make these motions kind of small and contained. So we'll start by lowering the right ear down towards the right shoulder. You should just feel a nice stretch down that opposite side of your neck. And back to the center. And the other way, left ear to left shoulder. And back to the center. And then we'll drop the chin down towards your chest. And up. And then lower your head to the back. And giving your throat the chance to open up. And back to the center. And that's it. Hopefully you felt some benefit from those stretches. I know I did, at least.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And I know the winery got to join in with those stretches as well. Once again, if you want to visit www.wheatstatewine.com to find out more about what they're doing for their customers and to learn about the Wino Trail Run, you can visit there. Also, don't forget on the William Newton Healthcare Foundation Facebook page, we have information about that as well. Thank you all for joining us. Be sure to leave feedback in the comments on what you might want to hear about next week, whether it's from the foundation side or any of our healthcare professionals. Stay safe and stay healthy. Take care.